This is the world famous Disco Inferno, and you're watching and listening to Get My Go. I don't know why you would subject yourself to this. So you want to get somebody's go, but where are they going? They never say where they're going to go. They never say where they've been. So Get My Go. Hey, you're getting my go.
Now, I got to mention this because it's your favorite show. You guys are obsessed with it and all this stuff you got going on. Conan doesn't like it. Disco has told me he's not a fan. Russo said he doesn't want any mention of it. Jeff Lane is talking it up like it's the greatest thing of all time. Get my go.
In a show talking about different strange things. What a strange thing. I don't even know where to start on that.
Let's give Mike a plug for his show since he just reselled. What is it? Get your go. Get your go.
No, get bro. My go. Get my
go. You know. No, do you know this? You don't know the guy that they parody on Get My Go, do you?
I know of him. He went at me a little bit, but again, Ocho never punches down because that guy was beneath me. That guy got sore at me because I came in like a house of fire. Never did this before in my life. Never spoke on a microphone, and I was 80 times better than him. So.
And joining me, as always, is the wonderful brother Martin, Christopher Martin. What's up, buddy?
Just want to say that me and John, we're tighter than ever, and there ain't nobody that's going to split us apart, so you can take those pathetic efforts elsewhere. But anyway.
Bro, somebody's making the comment on here, and I'm going to read this here because you might want to comment on it because it's aimed at you. It's coming from... Keeping It 100 official, and it's saying Disco Inferno really gets my go. Who's in charge? Who's doing it?
Hughesy.
Oh, that's the guy from Scotland?
Yeah.
Those guys are brutal on people, bro. Somebody sent me a clip of those guys picking on somebody. I'm like, well, God, bro, those guys are brutal.
Well, they pick on that John Wanglin guy who does that show because John Wanglin picked on you and Jeff and everybody. so they're going after them, and they picked on Gio. Their purpose is because that guy went after like the brand and stuff and everything on that they're going to go after him.
We've had so much fun with the way it's going. I think there's at least a few more episodes under our belts for Wrestling with Reality and whatever that was the initial target. And then we're going to move on to some other things. But it's become a lot of fun. There's a good rapport there between me, Husey, and Mike. Mike's editing has gotten absolutely tremendous. So his videos now for Get My Go, there's all kinds of audio drop-ins. There's videos. He's using clips from other videos. He's doing flashbacks. It's just he's really good. He's turned a goof into like a really good professional-looking show. It's, again, just like I've been saying the whole show about different things. It's wild. It's crazy that things went that way, but they did. Like people really like it. So
might as well get my go, I guess. Well, not a sexy t-shirt.
Ladies and gentlemen, go check out Ben Hameen on the latest episode of Get My Go. There's no reason why Jeff Lane should have more views than Ben Hameen, okay? Throwing down the gauntlet. Let's go check it out. Also, check out my custom-made Get My Go t-shirt that I have made. It's pretty fun. I'm just getting in on the antics there on the show. It's a good show. Go check out those guys and follow it. Get My Go.
So let's get at it, bro. What is that? Let's go get a go. What is that called?
Well, Get My Go, but
let's get my go, bro.
Yeah, and hey, you know what? If you think you get my go to that man, he gets my go. This kid, man, he gets my go.
All right, welcome to Get My Go, episode number 21. This episode is going to be a little different. This is what Vince Russo would call a potpourri episode. The word is actually potpourri, but when Vince mispronounces words or gets words wrong, it's funny. It's very funny. But when Johnny Podcasting does it, it's not funny. It's just awful.
It should be a bro-pourri.
Well, because Vince did he probably did one and really didn't know the meaning of the word, and now he probably exaggerates, like I do on Raven Effect. Not that I stole it from him, and but with John, he tries to come across as so intelligent, but he doesn't. He's not realizing that he's mocking himself, and he wouldn't be able to do that because of his ego anyway.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So we've got some random clips on this episode. We got some clips that I've found, and we got some submissions from our great listeners there, man. Dean from Australia, and also from Australia, Nathan Vaughn, who is one of the major contributors to Castrating the Marks.
Well, Nathan Vaughn, always hard at work at finding some classic Wade Keller booking that can only be found in the episodes before we started doing this show.
So we're honored that we have Nathan Vaughn sending us clips on this show too.
Hey there, man. We've got a worldwide fan base. Numbers all over the place. We're beginning to chart there, man.
By the way, do you think we could get booked for a 3-man live show in Australia?
Yes, but I can't make it.
You don't want to go to Australia?
What time?
All right. Let's start off with one of our great Australians. First thing we got to do, though, is we got to thank our great guest, Chad, from the 2-Man Power Trip. The last 2 episodes have been fucking tremendous. Thank you, Chad. Everyone loves these 2 episodes. Some people even said that the first one was probably the best Get My Go episode yet. What do you guys think?
I would completely agree.
Yeah, I'm partial to the second one with Chad, but you know, I'll confess I knew who Chad was, but I didn't realize before he was on, you know, how well respected the 2-Man Power Trip show and brand and empire really is. Like, those guys do have major guests. They've promoted, they do conventions, which is tremendous. And they're making a lot of moves, you know. And so for him to be a fan of the show, a coworker of ours now with the Francine Show and Creative Control Network, you know, and to take the time to come on and do it on a Saturday before he was going to Easter egg hunt or whatever it was. Why would it be Easter egg hunting in October?
Pumpkin patch picking.
Easter egg hunting, whatever. And
picked the whole pumpkin patch?
He picked, you know, picking up pumpkins and throwing them. So no, it was an honor and a pleasure. And I thought, you know, it's interesting. I've actually heard that he has more to tell, and we'll be doing so on the Rad Turtles podcast, like a supplemental episode, which Rob's he's gonna ride these coattails. I'm just saying, Rob, you're just gonna. That's fine. That's fine.
It's okay. It's okay.
We like it.
Just as another little plug, as you may see, Mike Durban's background is the legendary Edward Van Halen, as I know him. On a recent It's Usually Hello, me and Mike Durban recorded a Van Halen special, which pretty much turned into a Get My Go episode. So there was we did some Van Halen talk in between, making fun of Chris Martin's wife.
Oh my God!
Only joking.
I'm glad
you fun of his children too.
All right, what do you guys want to start off with? You want to start off with,
you know me. I like Hopeful John and Angry John equally. So everything works for me.
Okay, let's start off with one of our great Australians. We've got Mr. Dean Broso. He has sent me 2 clips. One of them, it's a little discussion about, since I am wearing a Pro Wrestling Tees hat, coincidentally, John had plans to open his own Pro Wrestling Tees store, which it's not that hard to do. All you got to do is put down the $75 fee and you can have your own store in there. So
be a big star like me and you don't have to pay a setup fee.
Yeah, no, I think he probably planned to open up his literal own store, like actually hire a building. We have great listeners out there, man.
Well, back when he actually had people on his network, that wouldn't have been too big a deal. Hey, everyone give me $10.
Yeah.
Send me your designs. Maybe, I don't know that anyone would have made any money, but, you know, I mean, I think honestly, not to bury myself, Mike probably sells more shirts than I do. I don't really sell shirts. So, and I'm not sure that Conan or Disco sell a lot of shirts. I know Raven does. Like, certain stores hit, certain stores don't, or certain fan bases don't care to buy them. You know, that's why Keeping It 100 shirt store never really took off, because we've never seen money from it. Once those guys would have seen some money, it would have been like, ooh, this is a brand new great idea. But since it never happened, they lost interest. So,
well, I can't believe that Keeping It 100 doesn't sell more shirts, considering you plugged it once that time last February.
And I do get tweets a lot. People are like, how come I can't get a Who shirt? Well, because it hasn't happened yet.
I have so many ideas for Keeping It 100 shirts that could make everyone money, but because I wouldn't get a cut of it, you don't hear them.
That's not true.
Just a quick, before we get started, I just want to say on a recent amazing episode of Cheap Logos and Boring Conversations, or whatever it's called, Chris Martin, which we spoke about on the Van Halen episode, I feel actually crossed the line where he said that Rad Rob is a bad parent. Because he did that podcast with Dean Broso. Yeah. And I think that's ridiculous, considering that this is a guy who talks about his, sex with this kid's mom and fucking talks about wanting to kill himself. He's a lot of nerve and a lot less hair.
Who, the gorgeous fox? that he's married to?
Yeah.
Stunner. I bet she had a lot of options before she settled on Philip Seymour Hoffman. I mean, Chris Martin.
Yeah, high school sweethearts. I'm sure it's a beautiful story. By the way, Pro Wrestling Tees being mentioned.
Crazy Eddie.
This guy's wearing his own face. A friend of mine's like, "You're gonna wear a shirt with your own face on it all the time?" Yeah,
I'm starting a wrestling shirt soon for my character. He's called AIDS Washington.
Was there a lot of backyard wrestling in Ireland? Did that catch on, or is that just for stupid Americans?
Stupid Americans.
Yeah. But you've never gotten drunk and wrestled your buddies?
No, that's called rape.
Of Inspired, we have some wonderful news, and that is soon. We are going to be having an Inspired with Christopher Pro Wrestling Tee store coming out.
Yes.
So,
I got designs to send you tomorrow, actually, because I just finalized the 2 designs. I'm just getting them vectored right now.
Right. Why the fuck would Chris Martin have a pro wrestling T-shirt? He doesn't do a wrestling show.
Yeah.
Is there any way we could rewind that to hear how the Wangland, not that there's anything wrong with it, sounded when he goes, yes. He goes, we are having a pro wrestling T-store. Yes.
Vectored.
of Inspired, we have some wonderful news, and that is soon. We are going to be having an Inspired with Christopher Pro Wrestling Tee store coming out.
Yes.
So,
I got designs to send you tomorrow, actually, because I just finalized the 2 designs. I'm just getting them vectored right now.
God damn, I would pay money to see what kind of designs that he came up with. So, did you ever see any of the t-shirt designs that you had for Inspired?
yes, I did actually. Which one of them was "Don't be a mark, but leave a mark."
Ah.
And yeah, oh yeah, that was a really really cool one. And then there was another one that says, "Be wired to be inspired." I mean, like, there's some cool designs. So yeah.
We need to vector a Get My Go shirt that's a big flaming Iraq cock with wings head where the crown should be.
Flaming?
Only the cum is shooting back into his own mouth.
That sounds like an interesting mini backstory. Like, why is it that this was the plan?
There's a clip we had on Get My Go where John talked about a pro wrestling tee store for you guys.
Yes.
And it ended up not happening. What happened with that?
Money. John didn't have the money to do it. Between having to pay for more things, and then on top of that, just like the whole thing, money. Basically, money.
Okay, money.
That's what it boiled down to. John, he couldn't. He didn't have the money to pay for more than what he had.
When was this episode recorded? Is this recent?
No, this is old. This is
July 14th.
episode 6. So I think it's July 14th of last year, maybe.
And did it ever happen? These shirts?
Nope.
No. Brilliant. So Wingeling lied directly to him.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
excellent.
Yeah, Chris, we're gonna get you $8 commission on every shirt sold, man.
Yeah. I've actually was speaking last night to Tommy Hilfiger. He's a great guy. And he says he's going to personally have me in his office to co-run the company.
And some breaking news right there, ladies and gentlemen. So there you go.
Yep, it should be up next week sometime.
Oh, yeah. And like, which, as you guys know, right now, we are currently like within the process of trying to raise money for my surgery. We have $1,015 of our $3,000 goal.
This t-shirt design was as realistic as his back surgery.
Yeah, they were still pumping that surgery fund thing back then.
Like the God Honest Truth guys is.
Wow, he said the God Honest Truth.
Yeah. Not only that's incorrect, but it's probably not the truth either.
What makes it even worse is that we know, because Rad Rob has all the, what do you call them, the texts or the emails or whatever, of Wangland talking about how he knew / thought the Martin was full of shit. So Wangland's basically sitting here allowing this conversation to get my go. And it's just like he's okay with being fucking letting the lies fly. Like it's so scary. Like the desperation for acceptance is on a level that it's hard to comprehend there, man.
You know, when you embrace, and I hate to say this because I unfortunately was raised Catholic and went to a Catholic school, and I don't really shit on Christianity that much, but really the problem is when you embrace that and embrace preaching or whatever, you're pretty comfortable with lies by that point. You have to be, because only a liar would really try to push that on people and hold out the collection plate and whatnot. You know, you're full of shit. So by then you're an expert at it.
Whatever is raised over $3,000 will go to a charity or a group of your choosing. And John, he's got a wonderful, wonderful offer for you for a $75 donation or more. And what is that, John, again?
Turned out that the charity that Chris Martin donated to was the wonderful Brad Shepard Wrestling Patreon.
Not to mention the Kevin Cross Shop Zone.
Yeah.
If you do a $75 donation or more, I'll give you 2 free months of our Patreon for our new show with Dan Severn and Don Fry. And if you're a fan of wrestling, entertainment, comedy, UFC, MMA, you'll want to be a part of the Patreon because you're going to get to live interact with them along with a lot of other things. And you're going to get live interactions from a lot of our guests too that come on.
Did he say a fan of comedy? Yeah. Dan Severn's well known for his hilarious sense of humor.
Joe, you run a Patreon.
I do.
Let's say you wanted to give 2 great listeners 2 months for free of the Patreon. You can't just do that, right?
No, I mean, I certainly don't have the ability to. You just can't. Everyone has their own specific link.
Yeah, like Rey Mysterio said to Conan, "Can you give me a free Patreon?" And Conan told him, "No, you can't just give out a subscription for Patreon. It doesn't work like that.
You got to pay to play." And I find it pretty funny that was there. I was expecting it to be, if you donate 75, I'll donate 25 on top of it or something. 2 months of Patreon and 2 months. Whoa, let's not go crazy.
Yeah. Jesus.
Yeah. That I don't even think the podcast lasted for 2 months.
No, it's five.
This is really like 2 fat bitches skipping Weight Watchers class to go to the cake factory, who are convincing each other. It's like, no, it's not noticeable that you've gained weight. You look great. And this is what this is.
That's just the playlist of it, right? Like, you can't actually play.
No, you can't play them.
You can't play them anymore. Yeah, they're
Thank fuck.
So if you look here, this was the coming soon episode. It's like a couple minutes. This was the first episode. This is the second episode.
Yeah.
Then by the third episode, the train's off the tracks. He stole an entire show from somebody else. Part 1 and part 2.
Yeah.
Okay. Then they had a 5th episode, which John did. So they only did 3 episodes together, and they stole 2.
It's almost like someone, not that we have confirmation of it yet, couldn't stand Wangland and didn't want to do the show with him, and that he kept it going even after the host had quit. Not that we have proof of that. That's coming very soon.
Some of the names that are going to be coming on that show in the beginning part of it and just throughout the course of it are huge. So we're going to be doing a lot of giveaways on there. There's going to be some fun tiers. They're going to be affordable for everybody. But the value that we're going to give you guys, if you guys make a $75 donation or more, just email me, let me see that you did it, please, and send it to me. And as soon as the Patreon gets up in September, I will give you 2 free months on it for a $75 donation. It's
Lies. No guests, no fucking anything. They didn't even have an internet connection. One of the episodes they released was fucking smoke signals.
I wonder when he, because obviously we've covered on the show and joked about, when he said, "I'm going to have JJ Dillon," and then Chad from the 2 Man Power Trip was like, "No, we have JJ Dillon. How can you tell me that you're going to have JJ Dillon?" Or when he said, "I'm going to have Jake Roberts or John Arezzi," and none of these happened. But I think my move, if I would have been so stupid to promote the Severn show and put up a Patreon, all that right in the beginning, I would have replaced or attempted to replace him with a big name to kind of wash down the sting, like, "Hey, we lost Severn, but coming soon, podcast with fucking, I don't know, Demolition Smash," whatever, who gives a shit. But I would have at least tried. The thing is, once Severn and Vampiro both bailed, it seemed like there was never an attempt again to try to replace them or have any kind of names. Like we've gotten lucky where Gertner decided that we weren't working well together, and then as soon as he left, Shane Helms came on, and then Vampiro left and Kevin Sullivan came on and shit like that. So we've kind of been lucky that way, where you lose a name, you gain a name. But I wonder when he quit trying to bring anybody else on of any kind of notoriety or importance.
I would say during episode 3 of Vampiro Vigilante. By the way, just as a matter of interest, or not a matter of interest, wouldn't it be fun if we'd gotten like video footage or whatever of Vampiro hanging up on Wangland and
love to see
and breaking his heart on camera?
Cut off there for a second. Hold on, buddy.
Yeah, their interaction together is probably magic.
It's a value of about $125 that it's going to be calculated out to. So you're literally going to get your value and then some out of it. And it's
Jesus fucking Christ. Oh.
Wait a minute. He just said the Patreons were all going to be affordable and fun. But then he says that it would actually be worth $125 the 2 months of Patreon. It's going to be calculated out. And whose calculator? In his magic calculator in his head? What the fuck is going on here? $125 calculated. Where do you come up with that? For what?
You know, when you hear this stuff, it kind of makes me feel sorry for Martin again, because he's clearly a stupid little impressionable little boy, and Wangland has no. Here's the thing: Wangland's so desperate for some sort of acceptance or friendship that he's willing to lie like fuck to this stupid little guy with the silly hairstyle. And he doesn't give a fuck about how bad it makes any of them look. Like, he's just like, he's fucking lying again and again to him. How long's this clip been? Less than 2 minutes. And he's probably lied to him 8 times.
Yeah, the only truthful thing he said so far is, my name is John Wangland. And even then, we're not too sure.
Be fun and entertaining content too. And the Pro Wrestling Tee store, when it comes out next week, under the name it's going to be, you'll have the designs for us. For Wrestling with Reality is going to be on there too, for our new designs. And we're going to have Inspired with Christopher shirts. All proceeds for anything that you get. And these are cool shirts and designs too, man. They're really cool.
Yeah.
I'll bet they're really cool. Just judging by all the other past beautiful designs that they've come out with on stuff.
That jogged in my memory because I think around this time, he did an episode of Creative Control with the 3 of us, I believe, and he said the same thing. And I think you commented on like, "Oh, you're going to have Inspired with Christopher shirts," and he's like, "Yeah, absolutely, it's coming next week." I think he kind of repeated it on Creative Control.
I think Chris actually asked me if I could make some designs for him, and I was like, "Sure, I'll see what I can come up with." But I guess I just wasn't inspired to do it.
Would it just be the city coastline there in his logo? It doesn't even.
Yeah, it would have been the San Francisco Bridge, the Golden Gate Bridge. You know, for a guy that lives in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Yeah.
So weird that none of these T-shirts came out. Like, all this work being done, and they just get held back. I wonder why. Could it be that they never fucking existed?
Yeah. It's like Mike said before. Any moron with a keyboard. And at this point, $75 could start a Pro Wrestling Tee store. So what the fuck is the problem? How did that become so difficult to accomplish?
Designed them. I got my graphic guy cleaning them up and vectoring them for me.
Cleaning them, just like he put Nathan Breezy's audio through the cleaner. He's got this guy cleaning up the vectors for him.
He's obsessed with wanting people to think he's a success. I have a guy who does this thing for me. I didn't do it. But I thought he was the guy that works his ass. So remember, he said, "I worked my ass off."
I'm 38 years old, and I've been successful at every job I've ever done. And this isn't an ego boost or an arrogant or cocky nature. I've been successful at everything I've ever done because I have high morals and values.
Fuck off, you fat fuck.
Johnny podcasting, but he can't do anything for himself. I do everything for myself. Like, every aspect of my show in the same aspect of is done by me, except for, of course, the uploading and all that and the hosting, thanks to Joe. All the creative stuff, it's like I do everything. I'm like the fucking Charlie Chaplin or the Walt Disney of the Mike Durban show. You have to be. You can't be paying people to do everything for you.
Yeah, and Martin, if you don't know how to edit a podcast in 2020, then you are dumb. Like, it couldn't be simpler.
When I was talking with Chris about coming on for that debate, he sent me a picture. He got these new Bluetooth earphones. He's like, "Oh, I'm going to use these." He's like, "I'm going to use these for the recording for the show." And I'm like, well, where's the microphone? Like, that's fine. It'll sound good in your ears, but it's going to sound like shit when you talk. Like, he didn't understand that.
God damn. They're fucking idiots. They're so... how many times does it have to be explained to them? Like, it's so weird. They hear what we're saying, but they don't actually listen.
Right.
Dude, podcasting is so popular and easy to do now. You can go on Amazon and put in podcasting microphone, and 100 different options will show up. You might have some as low as $19.99 even, you know? Guys, reality check people.
Invest.
Fucking buy a microphone because none of you have one.
Be done, like I said, tomorrow, and then we'll have that Pro Wrestling Tees hopefully next week, by the end of the week, all ready to go. And all the proceeds that we get from it is going to go right to Christopher. That's 100% guarantee. Yeah. It's going to all go right to him, and it's going to go straight to it. And whatever we go over the limit, once we reach the like Christopher said, the surgery, we will donate it all, and we'll let you guys. We'll run a poll to let you choose which charity it goes to. It'll all get donated, and I guarantee you, it will be for a right cause, folks.
They're so fucking self-righteous, obnoxious, condescending, smug idiots, and none of it worked out. All this does is make them look worse and worse. And people are onto them. And they still keep recording. I can't wait for the response to the Chad shit. It's done. You're annoying cunts.
Beautiful.
Yeah, and fucking... what's his name? Martin's trying to say, we never made main comments about him. It's like, nobody ever said you did. The whole point of the chat episode is that you annoyed the fuck out of him. All that tagget stuff drives people mad. Nobody cares about your opinion. We don't give a fuck how your blessed day is. Fuck off and leave people alone and get your haircut fast. David Lee Roth.
All right. Here's another one from Dean. This is fucking amazing. You know, talk about things that, you know, Johnny Podcasting promised things. He said this was going to happen. This big thing's going to happen for them. This show's going to happen. Dude, that's all I'm going to say. Check this out.
So I've announced it on our show, and we are launching a brand new podcast on the Reality Check Podcast Network with Dan the Beast Severn, 3-time UFC heavyweight champion.
Okay, he's announcing the show right now, but specifically, he talks about something that's going to happen further down the line with this. Oh my God.
And 2-time NWA and the longest NWA heavyweight champion in the history of the NWA. That's a shoot. Heavyweight. That's the truth. One of the baddest dudes on the planet. He's a pioneer of mixed martial arts. And we got Don the Predator Fry, another legend, another former UFC champion, another Hall of Famer.
He said that Don Severn is the longest running NWA champion, and that's a shoot. It's like, no, it's not a shoot because wrestling's fake, you adult.
Wait a minute. And I knew that sounded wrong to me because unlike John, I actually have read up on the history of the UFC and watched some tremendous documentaries on their UFC, whatever the fuck it's called. What's their app called? That doesn't matter. Dan Severn was never UFC heavyweight champion. He was a super fight champion one time, but he's never been UFC heavyweight champion. Very strange.
A Pride legend, Japanese icon over there, and one of the most charismatic guys. So we're launching a new podcast at the end of August. So we have a lot of fun guests planned. We have some really great ideas that we're going to be rolling for the first show, and all more information I can talk with you guys about on the shows for Patreon and everything later on. But I had a wish and a dream that we could get one of Dan's biggest rivalries and somebody that he doesn't like, legitly doesn't like, to do a platform with us, to do a debate and a shoot.
And I'm in my zone.
Yep, there we go. And we got it for this one. So for anybody as a fan of MMA knows that Dan Severn and Ken Shamrock do not like each other. They dislike each other greatly. In fact, dislike might not be the right word for it. I don't like to say the hate word, but they're pretty damn close to it. So
I don't like to say the hate word.
Holy shit, I hate that.
I hate the fact that he's smiling while speaking. You know, I don't like to use the hate word, but it's pretty damn close to it. And hilariously, this never happened. Oh, do you think it pisses him off that I get Shamrock?
Maybe.
Oh, you wait. We're not even there yet. He hasn't even announced yet what's going to happen.
We have had an idea to get these two together, to have a debate, to have a shoot. And Dan and Ken are going to be competing in a match against each other on August 31st in Australia for a great promotion that's over there. And along with the promoter and us, we are going to be combining our talents together, and we will be having this debate. We will be having this shoot. It will be available to our listeners of the show. It's going to be one of the first episodes that we do where we maybe talk about the backstory of it. And
okay, so first off, he started referring to himself as we, that's a sign of mental illness, textbook. So combining his talents with the promoter from Australia, what does that mean? Because the promoter from Australia is going to pay for their flights, pay for their appearance, set up the video and audio equipment for the debate, pay those guys, put them up in hotels, feed them, whatever, everything you do when you book someone for an event. And what was John's place in this? He was just going to sit on his fat ass in New York and wait for them to send him the files to use? What does he mean we're going to put our talents together? And if he wasn't putting any money into the booking, he's got no rights to any of it. And also, again, he would just be siphoning. Like I bet you he probably just wanted to take the file and use it, and that's it. That's the complete. That's his entire investment in that. I was just saying that's insulting to the promoter, the guy that's actually paying to put them up and put this together. It has nothing to do with John. You're telling me this was John's idea?
It was his dream. He just said it was his dream.
It's his dream. And so he went to this guy from Australia who he's never met and said, hey, I think you should pay thousands of dollars to fly these guys over and put them in a face-to-face. Like, no one's ever thought of putting Severn and Shamrock together. What the fuck?
Yeah, especially in 1998 when it happened on WWE Raw.
Yeah, multiple times.
Yeah, and in the UFC and Bellator and stuff. But the thing is, this is one of these things where Wangland clearly considers himself to be an insider and that he's part of the industry. And the only person who's buying it is Sister Christian. So this is why I now understand why Wangland keeps Martin around in his social circle, because Martin's the only guy left who still falls for his lies.
In this situation into the interviews, and we haven't decided how we're going to release it out, whether it's going to be on our Patreon or what we're going to do with it, but it's going to be at least an hour long, and I am hoping to be part of this and be one of the moderators from a
hold on, let me play that again. Hold on.
To be part of this and be one of the
I'm getting angry.
I am hoping to be part of this and be one of the moderators from a distance. And because Ken's people are going to be there, the promoters are going to be there putting it together. These guys are a great promotion out there, and they've had some great interviews. Ooh. The likes of Scott Steiner just did a tremendous interview with.
Who are they? Maybe you could plug them, dude. Who's the promoter? Where is this going to happen?
His whole thing. We've got some great ideas for shirts. We've got some great guests coming up. We've been speaking to this guy. Dan's doing a show in Australia. It's like, name them.
Yeah. And then he's hoping to be a part of it from a distance. So what did he expect? On the stage, you're going to have Severn, the moderator, Shamrock, and then John in a little TV like the Asian villain from Dark Knight at the end of the table.
It was his dream, but then he's not even going to be there for it. He's going to be there from a distance.
Goddamn right it would be a distance, because the promoter's probably smart enough not to have anything to do with him. Severn's like, I don't know what the fuck this guy's deal is, and no one's certainly going to fly his ass to Australia just to fucking mark out.
Yeah, and he already knows the length of it before it's fucking happened, an entire hour long.
Do you think that he was making it up on the spot as he was talking?
I think so. I think he's one of these ones that gets ideas, and then says them out loud.
Yeah,
like he's like, "Hey, Brock Lesnar's going to come on, and he's going to talk about the Frank Mir fight, and Frank Mir's going to come on too." And instead of saying like that's a plan, that's a goal, oh fuck, this is ruining my day. Can we stop?
We can stop with Dean's submissions. So thank you very much, Dean. Those were 2 gems. Thank you, man. We're going to move on here. This is the most recent episode of Wrestling with Reality, or Cheap Pops, or whatever the fuck it's called these days. This is from October 6th. Brother Martin's not on the show. John has a new co-host for the show, and it just seems like it's one of these little young boys that he's grooming, just like he was with Richie Riordan. This guy's name is Corey Ryan. I don't know if that's his real name.
What does he look like? I bet you he's not some fucking fucking snowboard sunglasses wearing Kenny Powers type wrestling, Mark.
You mean he probably has on a backwards hat, a black T-shirt, and a facial hair?
Yeah, and like some sort of, I don't know, throwing up an NWO sign, maybe a DX shirt, some type of thing like that. You know, a real normal straight guy.
You know, like I said, it takes like certain, you know, talent to really, you know, keep my attention. And those were some of the guys that did. And
stop.
One thing that I think it was, I don't know when I started, like, because I started slowing down, like on really, you know, like I put it on, but not pay attention.
Yeah.
You know, and it was just, and I'm like, oh, what's wrong with me? Am I fading out of this, you know, wrestling thing, you know?
Now, I did no editing of that. That's the actual clip from the show. Listen, nobody says and stutters more than me. I'm horrible at ums, but you know what? I take the time and I cut them the fuck out of my show.
Yeah, and
this guy, John, let this entire 40-second clip play with doing nothing to it. The guy didn't make any points. He just kept fucking stammering on and on.
And there's also a way to just take, you know, you can do it to a whole show. You can take it to a line of conversation where you can remove the dead air, and it makes it sound like someone isn't having trouble with their train of thought or isn't getting mic shy or whatever. That's also a thing he could have done there. But instead, he leaves that on. And unfortunately, you know, not everyone starts out like magic on the mic like the three of us. Come on. But, you know, now this guy, if anyone actually listened to the show, already has a bad rep. It's like, oh, this guy's on the show again. He's not that good, you know, because John didn't do his job as producer and make him sound a little bit better than he was.
Plus, can we just talk about the actual title of this episode? Capital. This is how it's written.
So
what is better, professional wrestling then or professional wrestling now? Like
you know, you paused in the middle of that. There's no pause in the title. It's one long sentence.
By the way, the what is it? The picture from Real Famous Artist.
Yeah.
Real Famous Artist. That popped up, dude. That's fucking phenomenal.
Yeah.
That is great. That adds something for sure.
Everyone who saw the chat episodes, you saw this beautiful piece of artwork. This is from a famous artist. He calls himself the Real Famous Artist. You can find him on Instagram. Give him a follow. He's followed by several professional wrestlers at Real Famous Artist. He's a young man from somewhere in the Middle East, and he does great commissions. You know, he'll he does a lot of wrestling stuff, and he's fucking fantastic, man. Check out Real Famous Artist.
Now, did you get that vectored?
I think I might get this vectored and put this on a t-shirt.
That's fucking tremendous.
Yeah.
We could put it with all his
hair, dude. Look at the hair.
we could put it with all his famous quotes underneath. Are you ready for some sex with some men?
You know, and not only that, would you put it up, you know, a t-shirt for sale, but he could also put it up for sale in the Wrestling with Reality t-shirt. Never mind. He couldn't. Never mind.
All right. This next clip it's another one where Mr. Corey Ryan has some trouble.
Paul Heyman was with Rick Rude and
the Dangerous Alliance. He was the manager. Yeah. And then they had, actually, of all people too, they had Medusa with him. Medusa was in the Dangerous Alliance.
All people.
Because I guess she was with Rick Rude for a little while, and and also too with WCW, the two main guys I should probably say was Sting and then Flying Brian Pillman.
John, you need to help these young boys. These young boys that you're bringing on, you gotta help them. You gotta shine them up a little bit. You gotta help them, dude.
He clearly seeks out the biggest idiots possible. Isn't this the guy who made his logo?
I'm not sure. I know the guy does some kind of logo design. He praised him later in the episode, but I don't know if it's the guy that did the Cheap Pops logo.
Yeah, I've got a message to Wingling. You have to stop bringing on non-industry types to talk about wrestling. No one cares at all ever, if you genuinely think or are trying to convince people that this is the content that worldwide has thousands and thousands of listeners, you're a fucking liar. And the only people who might believe that really are kind of special.
You know, you said, Mike, that he's got to bring them along and shine them up and all that good stuff, but it's really the blind leading the blind. I mean, it's like in wrestling terms, it's like putting 2 6-month rookies in the ring instead of a 6-month rookie with a guy that's been around 10 years to help him improve, right?
Yeah.
How could John help anyone when he can't do it himself? You know?
I have no idea. I don't know what really happened after that.
Well, there's a fun fact, actually. Do you know what the first original match on WCW Monday Nitro was?
It was Hillman and
there you go, right there.
Hillman and Liger. Yep.
There's a lot of interesting stories you'll hear from Eric Bischoff on the podcast, on his podcast 83 Weeks, where he talks about that. And they had no doubt in their mind that was the right way to do it because they had always torn the house down together. And they put the ball in their court and gave them, I think, like a 15-20 minute match there as the first ever one for Nitro, and they tore the house down out there on the first Nitro in the Mall of America. And this was before the NWO had come out.
Well, why would anyone be listening to this show for that news? What was Nitro started? What, 1995? Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So in 1995, Wangland is now breaking news about Nitro. Or sorry, 2020, Wangland's breaking news from 1995.
Yeah.
That's so boring.
Listen to Chahit and Chapops for John to tell you what Eric said on 83 Weeks. What the fuck? Yeah. And for just to dig into it a little bit, that was kind of a short match for those two, and it wasn't very good. I don't know why, if they hadn't wrestled in a while or they were trying to do too much shit. It's the opening of Nitro, but it was kind of a sloppy match. So he's invented a match in his head that went 20 minutes and was fucking phenomenal, and it really wasn't. It was kind of a clusterfuck.
Yeah, by the way, Eric Bischoff, also another guest who I got that Wangland couldn't. Seeing as it's almost Christmas time, Eric, can I ask you one mild favor?
Sure.
Can you ask me to be an NWO member?
It would be an honor to invite you to become a member of the NWO.
Eric, I accept.
All right.
All right. This is about John Cena.
You know, if I can jump a little bit ahead.
No, absolutely. Go right ahead.
When they started the whole PG era deal, I'm like, you know, they kept John Cena. It was like they kept doing the same stuff with John Cena over and over and over. And I was just like, you know, I about had enough.
His personality is what having COVID must feel like.
At the end of the episode, John praised how great he was and how fun it was to have him on the show. And he's like, he says, oh, we're gonna be doing a lot of stuff going, you know, in the future together.
It really just seems to be that he's so desperate for someone to speak to him.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's because we know that he doesn't like Martin, but Martin's his last choice.
Yeah,
with his creaky chair voice.
I think he had to put an episode out, and Brother Martin, you know, he got called back to work to collect all the carts in the parking lot, and he wasn't available. So John just picked this guy.
And it actually, and I know that we've made fun of their sound quality on both ends for anyone that's on the show and John himself, but it kind of sounded like this core guy was like sweeping up a floor somewhere that he was recording. So perhaps he's in the same type of profession as Martin.
Yeah. All right. Here is the ending. This is a beautiful ending. This is the start of something new. The love between a man and a boy. Joe, you play this for your wife. I want to hear this, and then I want to hear what your wife said about it.
Great topic tonight, Corey. I really enjoyed having you on the show, my friend. I know we're going to do some stuff in the next few weeks as well. What I want you to do is I want you to think up a watch along you want to do for anything you want. You pick the match. Let me know. I'd love to do a watch along with you. Anything that you want to do, old school, that you love, I want you to pick it. And maybe next week or the week after, we can tape that and knock it out. How does that sound, buddy?
Absolutely.
Man. Well, Corey, it's been a pleasure having you on the show. It's always great catching up with you. I really love your ideas and just love talking to you and just shooting the shit. You're a great friend and a great person. And hopefully one day we can
link up in person again. I know you live out there in Texas and I'm in New York, but hopefully we can link up in person one day and hang out and just, catch a show or whatever. Just chill, man, because you're a great person and a great guy. And we love having you on the show, buddy. I really appreciate it tonight.
Never appreciate it, man. Anytime, I'm always down.
Awesome, man.
Face down. Yeah, so when I got the heads up about this part, and my wife came down to say something, I was like, hey, don't go anywhere. You got to hear this, because she is, of course, an enormous GMG fan, insists on early releases just for herself. Ooh, early release for herself. More ways than one. But so I played that for her, and she's like, yeah, that is absolutely, it absolutely sounds like he's like hitting on him. Like, all right, let's do any watch along you want. Hey, listen, you're a great friend. And I wouldn't mind meeting you in a Motel 6 at some point with a jar of Vaseline and a bottle of Jack Daniels.
Yeah.
He makes it seem like they've met, but then right after that, he says that they haven't met. So I'm very confused, man.
He's a great friend.
Yeah.
Well, I would just like to welcome Corey to Get My Go, because in about 10 shows, he'll be on here anyway. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I'll take back all the insults about him. Yeah, and I'll apologize to him, and he's the guest on the New Year's Eve hangover episode.
There's no question that he'll eventually be on here.
Oh, these fucking shit, man. All right, these next few ones are from Nathan Vaughn from Australia. This is from a show called Monday Motivation. I don't remember ever hearing any of this. Do you guys?
No, I would never listen to that.
Do you remember it coming out, though?
It was like the precursor to his eventual Road to Redemption.
Oh, okay.
So that was his Monday Motivation that he ripped from Russo. Sorry, Yuzi.
Yeah, this is where his ego starts showing, where he genuinely thinks he's someone that others can learn from. Sadly, we don't need to learn shit from this fucking click farming arsehole, because we all did better than him in life. And that's the way it is.
And I didn't add the music in. This is the way it is from the show. These are straight from the show. So,
from a professional standpoint, I look at being the best as giving the best care to my clients, giving the best care to the people that depend upon me to help them out.
Well, the first thing is, from a professional standpoint, buy a podcast microphone. If you're talking about giving the best to your clients, well, to your listeners, you're deliberately giving them a hacky podcast. So you're instantly embarrassing, and there's nothing to learn from you anyway. You've accomplished nothing. You seem to fail at everything. You don't even know how to wear a mask in public.
If I'm mediocre, if I'm average, then my clients aren't going to get what they need. They're not going to get the services they need. They're not going to improve the way they could potentially improve their lives. Help that they can need if I'm only acting in a mediocre manner. So for me, being the best is giving the best to them. And if I can't give it to them, I got to find a way that I can get someone who can give it to them, because they deserve that. And I would be doing them an injustice if I wasn't. I look at being the best for my podcasting network here.
I was going to say, this is the best shit he's ever done. Background music's tremendous.
Yeah, that's actually the weird thing, is that he's finally understood that it helps to distract from his boring mouth.
Yeah, but this is a long time ago.
Yeah,
this isn't new. Like, he actually declined then.
Yeah.
I wonder where he first came across this music. You know, what type of nightclub did he hear this, and what was he holding in his hands?
It was probably security for a rave.
Yes, I want to have millions of downloads, and I hope one day that all comes. But
well, you sure got them.
Yeah,
you didn't earn them though. You bought them.
Yeah, if you think that watch-alongs and stuff with idiot boys is the way to get a huge audience, then you go ahead. The rest of us are trying to do things like get guests, draw an audience, stuff like that. But no, you talking to the and the stuttering types about fucking Bret Hart back in 1983. That's how it works, arsehole.
But to me, my definition of being the best for now for my podcast network is to give the most quality product out to all of my listeners. And that's how we have grown from getting 10 or 20 listens and downloads a show for 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, when we were doing it in the beginning. We would be lucky if we would get 10, 20 hits an episode. All right.
we were real lucky at that. Now, we worked really hard at it. I put a lot of effort into it to get it over. Now we look at it, we're almost coming up on our first year as a show with Wrestling with Reality. We've done well over 100 shows now, I believe, in various capacities, or had over 100 episodes we put together and produced in this last year, which is tremendous. And we've gone from getting 10 or 20 hits a show to now we're up close to 500,000 views and downloads in a year. Tremendous accomplishment for all the hard work that we've put in. That's not being the best, though, to me, by just getting all those downloads. Yes, I love getting them. I want to be on the charts. I want to make all of our shows up there. I want to make them some good money. I want to improve their families' lives. To me, being the best for my network is putting together a quality product, putting together a show that is interesting to you, the listener, and makes you want to come back and listen. And when you see the title for Wrestling with Reality come out, that you're excited to listen to what we got going on there, that you're going to be entertained, that you're going to get the best audio quality that I can deliver.
I think everyone's very excited these days when they see a new episode drop. So he did accomplish that.
That was so dumb. This is the problem with him, is his fucking cunt ego. Oh, God. We just want to give them the best product to offer there, man. And that is two nerds talking about wrestling, badly recorded for about 5 hours there, man. It's like, who does he think he's talking to?
This, to me, because I've joked before, like he clearly had a book, like the How to Make $1 Million Podcasting.
Yeah, I said that, but go ahead.
No, I said that because I have the book and Podcasting for Dummies or whatever. But to me, this sounds like a cross between Podcasting for Dummies and like some generic inspirational Tony Robbins book or secret. Like there's all this shit mishmashed. That was tough to say. And he tries to pass it as his own, but it's like Martin's cliches. Like, he didn't come up with that himself. He heard it on some other fucking religious radio show or whatever.
Yeah. That you're going to get it in a timely manner, that you're going to get as much content as I could possibly give you in a week. So you're entertained, so you are feeling very, very much like we gave to you exactly what we should have. And that's good quality shows. And that's what we strive for every week. And I expect the same from all of the shows on my network. And we work really hard at that. That's being the best to me.
Name one. Like, seriously, which one of those shows ever in the entire existence has made you think, I've got to fucking check this out? This is good. How'd they get that guest? That sounds interesting. What a unique topic. I'd love to hear that discussed. Which one show is he talking about? Because fucking, oh my God.
What's the date on this?
I'm not recording next week.
May of 2019.
Okay. So this is
don't strive to be mediocre. Who the fuck strives to be mediocre? Nobody does it on purpose, you dumb fuck.
It's after Reality Check's kicking for like 2 months. It's before 7, before Vampiro. So
yeah,
that's all. I just wanted to put that context in there, man.
Getting what you deserve as a listener, that makes me happy. I never strive for mediocrity, because if I'm mediocre as a podcast network, you're not going to come back and listen to me. You're not going to come back and listen to my host. You're not going to come back and listen to the different shows. You're going to not spread the word for us. So being mediocre would be really detrimental to us.
It's a shame he didn't listen to his own Monday motivation, maybe take his own advice.
Yeah.
And Hughes, you're right. There is a certain amount of ego in even trying to be a motivational speaker or put out a motivational episode. Like, that is saying flat out, I know better than you and you should listen to me and follow my terrific example. Like, now I'm seeing what you mean, because it's very condescending.
Yeah, but this is why he surrounds himself with idiots, and sadly it takes him a little too long to catch on and realize, oh, he's full of shit.
And I hear this word mediocre get thrown out a lot. And I hear a lot of people who are very mediocre throw it out there. So mediocre to me is very...
He hears a lot of people that are mediocre throw the word mediocre out there.
Yeah. He probably thinks it's the word meteoric as well. It really... You know what I think his motivation is? That he learned the word. He says, hey, that's a fun word. I'll record this in the bathroom, talking directly into the onboard mic with everything echoing in the background there, man.
average. And I hear a lot in society now today, and maybe if you're listening to this and you think about this, maybe this is you right here. You got a mediocre work ethic, you got a mediocre attitude, and you got a really mediocre outlook on life. Think about that right there just for a second. Maybe you fit in all those qualities. Maybe you don't fit in any of them. Maybe you fit in a few. I don't know. That's what you have to ask yourself.
Maybe it'll be a week. Maybe it'll be a month. Maybe it'll be 6 months. I don't know.
Mediocre penis. Mediocre haircut. Mediocre shoes. You're sitting in a mediocre chair.
Do you think that it bothers him so much when he sees everybody else's podcast doing great and he's stuck doing this motivational shit? But I think it's because Vince Russo does, what's he call it? That's Life.
Yeah.
So he thought, hey, I've got a great idea that I just came up with. I'll do exactly the same there, man.
How many of you are parents out there? We were talking about being parents earlier. How many of you are parents? Okay. How many of you have children? How many of you are divorced that are out there that aren't with your husband, you're not with your wife anymore, your boyfriend or girlfriend, whoever it was, and your kids live in two separate homes? Divorce is such a prevalent thing that happens today in society.
Who did Rad Rob again tell us that was sleeping in the separate room from his wife? Do you remember that one? Anyway.
I remember some of that.
Are actually taking an active role and putting the needs of your children in these situations.
It's cutting into your exercise time. It's stabbing you in the back nine. And it's attacking your...
Oh, man.
The thing, it's funny he says that it's cutting into the needs of your children. Isn't this the guy who would stay up to 4 a.m. Recording wrestling podcasts with boys that he met online?
It sounds like he's got Mr. Miyagi music in the background on this one, right?
The music has vastly what the fuck? I can't record today. The music is vastly worse than the first Happy Club music. Now it sounds like the Orient Express is coming to the ring.
Yeah.
He really is obsessed with that group. Really is obsessed with marriage. Like, really is like, how many of you are married? How many are divorced? It's like, that's not an accomplishment. There's fucking divorces every day, and allegedly more to come soon.
Okay. Think about it. So as we think about that,
that's definitely Mr. Miyagi music from Karate Kid. I guarantee it.
Man.
Yeah, and any motivational stuff is an instant no for me. What kind of person needs somebody else to tell them to be more positive?
All right, here's the final clip.
practicing what you preach is a hard thing to do. I can't expect my kids to listen to me and to respect me if I don't do the right thing. If I don't be the best person authentically that I can be every single day. Now,
and also, they don't listen to him because he sounds.
That's the Karate Kid from the final fight.
Definitely Karate Kid. Yep.
Does that mean I have to be perfect? Absolutely not. I always tell my kids in life, take the high road. Okay? What does that mean to some people when you think of take the high road? Well, we're going to encounter difficult people. We're going to encounter people we don't like. We're going to encounter people that just aren't our cup of tea.
He takes the high road, and he always likes to take a little stop off on the Hershey Highway.
What's the high road about telling Husey you could beat his ass in 10 seconds and insinuating that Husey and I flirt with each other cross continents, and hell, we may have held hands one time, but that's really doesn't mean anything. Or calling me bipolar and mentally ill, or coming at Mike, oh, you don't have a wife, you're not following your whatever the fuck. So yeah, I've never seen him take the high road. To me, I've actually never seen it, or to create a video trying to get people kicked off platforms and lose gigs and money.
Yeah, or saving screenshots of text so that he can then try and use them against people years later, like what he did with fucking the Rad Rob and stuff. He's so full of shit.
That's brutal.
Yeah, and seriously, Wangden, the fact that you think you can motivate anyone to do anything apart from the fucking delete your number, block you online, it's really quite shocking. Like, you're a nobody. You have nothing to motivate anyone over anything.
Well, thank you, Dean. Thank you, Nathan. We hope you enjoy all those clips. I encourage all of you, listen to the Monday Motivation. Listen to the whole thing. If you can get through it, God bless you, man.
Yeah. And anyone who's willing to put themselves through the road to redemption shows. And, we do encourage submissions. It'll keep it'll keep this version of the show going for sure.
Yeah.
And, we suffer for our art, so you certainly can suffer to help us with our art.
All right. Anything else?
Plugs?
Yes. Coming soon, the Halloween edition of Get My Go. We will be in costume, and we will be watching video footage of a certain someone's conversations. And it's so bad that we may have to record it in sections.
I will be drinking whiskey.
Yeah.
So that'll be fun.
Yeah.
You think we can convince Hambone to come on, but come on the show dressed as a lady Hambone? Like when Bugs Bunny dressed up as a lady?
Unless he comes in as the demon Hambone.
We could definitely get the demon Hambone.
He could have a good night and a good morning with one of his girls.
I tried it, and it helped me have a great night and a great morning after that with one of my girls.
Wait, no, I want to plug my shirt.
Go ahead.
Is anyone else doing any plugs?
Yes, again, if anybody wants to hear a bonus Get My Go check out the Van Halen special on It's Usually Hello. It was supposed to be a Van Halen episode. It basically turned into a lot of insults directed at those shitheads.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'd like to, of course, plug my newest shirt. That is the Crazy Eddie. Oh,
wow.
That's phenomenal. Been wanting to do that one for a while. So that's at prowrestlingtees.com/cc with Joe Feeney. As I've said on the brand group and on Twitter, if you're enjoying this stuff, obviously it's free. It's on YouTube, whatever. You want to support the guys doing it, check out my Pro Wrestling Tees store. Check out Mike's. I'm sure that if you wanted to buy the gentleman Husey something to show your appreciation, he'd probably give you access to his Amazon wish list. I wouldn't doubt it. I certainly would, and I'm sure Mike certainly would too.
Well, if you want to help me, you can buy some Blue Chew. Use code Durband, and what do you get? Your first month free?
Yes, $5 shipping.
$5 shipping. Has tried it. He fucking loves it. It really works, guys. So check out Blue Chew.
It does.
And if you want a Get My Go t-shirt, message me and I'll have them printed up at my next bulk order and I'll send them to you. Or if you're out of the country, like our friend Fitzy, I think he's from the UK. I sent him the file. He had the shirt printed. Look how good it looks. He did it on like a gray wash t-shirt. It looks phenomenal. I'd rather have that than the black ones that I have. So
Fitzy's from the UK. Does that have heat with you?
Fuck him.
All right. That's it.
Tell me what you think of me.
Do-doom.